Good morning, Kabroda crew. Welcome back. Hopefully, y'all are doing well today. Back at it again. Had a little bit of a drop off yesterday after we were kind of talking about it sitting sideways. It ended up actually dropping down. If you were watching it, actually, we got a nice, we got a nice little breakdown through our breakdown level, and ended up breaking down after that. So. Yeah, congrats if you took that trade. It lined up with the system pretty well. So if you were watching it, it was there. Surprising it dropped out, but you know that's how the market is sometimes. We actually ended up dropping lower than our head that we were talking about yesterday, our head and shoulders thing we were talking about. So kind of broke that. Not really relevant anymore. Continued down. So. Yeah, kind of interesting little breakdown there. Yeah, something we didn't know was in the cards yesterday, but I guess now we do. So we'll have to continue to watch that there. It's not looking like anything's really going to happen again today, but we'll have to kind of see. You'd think we kind of get like a rest day after that, but who knows, you know. Yeah, welcome. Hopefully y'all are enjoying the little nicer weather. Hopefully I guess I don't know everywhere, but here it's a little bit nicer, a little bit warmer. We're hitting about 60 every day, so it's not so freezing cold and everything like that. So it is a little nicer today. Kind of check it out here. So yeah, breakdown. Yeah, we got that breakdown yesterday. Fortunately, we were saying that we were thinking it was going to go sideways here in the live, so it didn't end up kind of ripping in our faces, I guess, to the downside. Luckily, you know, we weren't really talking about trading it or anything like that, trading it like sideways or anything like that. So we didn't really get it like ripped in our faces per se, but it did do a perfect kind of close on the like normal battle box system. So if you take the two closes on the 50-minute candle below, and then we came up and we retested here on the 5, and then you can just take the trade down from there. If you took that trade, well, if you took it all the way down, I guess, and had your stop where you're supposed to, you'd make about a 3-to-1. So not too shabby. And that's even, I guess that's not even right spot. So about a 5-to-1, I guess, really. And if you took it all the way down, I guess, to the bottom, it would have been even better. But I don't know. I didn't really expect it to drop as far as it did. I would have probably been targeting, I think it was like right up here somewhere that I was kind of looking at targeting, and then maybe I guess you could have say this is probably your next target, and then I guess continue from there, just based off of this low here. But yeah, we did get the drop down, so yeah, interesting that we got that. But yeah, again, today is kind of looking more or less the same as we did yesterday. Not a lot of movement, not a lot of price action, so we're not looking for anything really that crazy as far as the market kind of goes today. Yeah, we'll have to kind of get into it though. Maybe there is something there. Maybe it's a little bit more. Maybe we'll have to be looking at it a little more closely today. I'm looking for something more to happen. Maybe we'll get a little bit more of a down move today. We'll have to see. But first things first, we got to get those lines set up on our chart. And Before we do that, we're going to say hi to everybody here. So welcome Spirit Maker, welcome Terry. Thank y'all for joining. I'm glad y'all could make it to the stream and check us out. Yeah, if you want a little mention, I guess just go ahead, make sure you comment hello or good morning, and we'll go ahead and say hi to you. But yeah, we got Terry and Spirit Maker here so far, so welcome to y'all. Thanks for joining the stream. But yeah, we'll jump into going to our website and kind of getting our line set up for today and see what we can kind of get on here as far as trades go. So head on over there, and this is our website. If you haven't seen it before, this is our Kabroda.com. We have our session control here with Bitcoin, and then the New York futures session. That's the one we're going to be using today. So this is available on our website if you want to look it up. You can type in Kabroda.com. It's Kabroda.com, or you can go ahead and check us out in the description. We have a link there as well. But yeah, basically what you do is you got your session controls open here, and you select the asset you want, select the session you want. For the stream, we're going to be using Bitcoin and New York futures. I believe this is what it will default to if you're looking it up, but we're going to go ahead and initiate our calibration here, and that'll pop up with our new battlefield levels down here. So we got our daily resistance there, daily breakout trigger, and our breakdown trigger, and then behind me is the daily support level. You can go ahead and copy these out of here and paste them into like some different lines on your chart, and that's great, but the best way to do it is actually to use our indicator. So you can get our indicator on our site as well, and then all you have to do once you have that is just hit copy indicator data and then go right back to trading view, and you can go ahead and drop it into our indicator. So this is our indicator here. All you have to do is go to the paste level string, Control A and Control V, and then all of the lines will populate into the new spots. And that's what we're looking like for today. So we got our same levels as we had on the website. So if you check it out, our daily resistance is right here in red. We got our daily breakout trigger right there in green. Below that, purple is our breakdown trigger, and then blue is our daily support level. So like we said yesterday, you're not too likely to go up or down whenever you see price action kind of the resistances like that, like right above the breakout or breakdown trigger. So yesterday it was kind of weird that it did break down, because typically when you see this kind of setup here, we're actually more than likely going to go either the other way, or if they're both like that, you're just going to kind of sit sideways. And not to say it can't do that, you know, like obviously yesterday it kind of ripped in our face as far as using that to kind of protect the chart. So more than likely though, I'm thinking we're going to go down just based off of the things today, you know. Trading's all just odds basically, so you know, you might be thinking we're going to go down, might be thinking we're going to go up, but it's really just how it is, I guess. But yeah, we're looking more likely for the downside today, so that's what I'm kind of thinking. But like I said, we're gonna have to jump into the chart a little bit more to kind of check it out and see what we got. So yeah, we got our levels on here. They're all set up. Our indicator up here is telling us that we're looking pretty bearish overall. We got the bear week chop. So yeah, overall kind of looking more bearish for sure. I'm going to go ahead and update that indicator as well. go. And that'll kind of throw it on there for us. So we'll see if we can get that short here for today. It's definitely looking plausible. And we got a little bit more down run to run, I guess. 73, 700-ish, 900-ish. That's kind of our first level with the bottom here. And it's kind of our daily support that we were talking about as well. So it's really just depends on which way we're going to go. We're just gonna have to look at the longer time frames and kind of see. All right, so for longer time frames and stuff like that, what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna go ahead and talk to our AI about it. So this is our 4-hour chart here, and we want to see what AI has to say about this. So the easiest way to do this is to and you can just chart it yourself, but basically the way that we think of using AI here in our trading system is basically as like a mentor, almost like you're asking them for advice, kind of seeing what they have to say. You want to be a good trader, you kind of want to be able to test whether their advice is good or not, but you want to be able to see kind of what they say, just so you kind of have a second input almost on the chart. And it's pretty smart. It's got a lot of trading knowledge, really. Mostly it's better at like the math kind of things, but it has a lot of knowledge, so it's always good to use that and kind of see where we're at for today and see what we're doing. So we're gonna go back to our website, and we already have our stuff all set up like we did earlier, and we're just gonna click the Launch BattleBox AI button. That'll copy the prompt for us, so you can go right to the AI if you already have it open. We do not though, so we'll go ahead and proceed to terminal. It'll open up a new page for us, and we'll have our AI right here. And then all we have to do is press Control V, and it generates the prompt in there, and we'll hit send. And this is basically going to take that prompt that we just gave it and make us a new DMR, daily market recap of today. So we'll have to see. All right, we're gonna skip something. Actually, I guess we can kind of go over them. Below. We can kind of skip that point. That kind of just, the first section kind of just tells you where the market's at, what it's kind of looking like. Second section's all about what bias are we looking for. This is calling for a short 17.2% confidence, score of negative 17, which I guess that makes sense if you're, yeah. So the Y is more important than the label. Price is positioned in a backdrop that carries downside pressure. Daily trend is down, weekly force is bearish, and the slope score is negative 0.5, which reinforces that the prior time frame wind is not supporting sustained upside unless price proves otherwise. At the same time, price is not strong because 4 hours is described as range, and today's opening condition is in value. So the 4 hours actually looking more downside too. So I would disagree with that point. I would say we're looking more bearish than neutral bearish. All right, so for the 4 hour is marked range, which tells you to expect tests and reversions before you expect continuation. In a ranging 4 hour, the first touch of a level often produces reaction. But reaction is not the same thing as a trends day. This is where traders get shopped. They confuse movement for resolution. So we got our 4 hour here. It's marked as range, obviously, but I would say we're still in that downtrend, looking bearish. So if we kind of draw our downtrend line on here, and that's the basics of drawing the downtrend line. You could run it from here technically. Yeah, I would say maybe more like that, something like that. Basically what you're doing is you're just marking out a trend here on the downtrend, and I think we used this high yesterday, but it's really kind of created a new downtrend line here. So you can see we're still in that downtrend, breaking down from here, kind of coming up, retest, and that's kind of what you do, is you just bang your head into the same line over and over and over again, and continue down and down, farther and farther, until we kind of continue to break down. There could be somewhat of a sloped head and shoulder here, if you're really, like, I guess looking into it. So we can see a little bit of downside from that. Patterns are typically not something we really put a lot of oomph into. If the pattern kind of lines up with the TA that you're using and the whole chart kind of like meshes together like that, then you can use it and it makes sense and could be a good thing. But it's hard because, you know, you might look at the chart and see, oh, we're making a like, you could say we're making a sort of like falling wedge type thing, and oh, we're actually going to reverse, you know, because look at this, we got this breakdown here, we're kind of falling sideways, and typically when you see that, you get a reversal back up. So okay, like, you know, I could be like, all right, yeah, I see that too. That could be our trade there, and that could be happening, or it could be the head and shoulders, or, you know, like, you can just keep going and going, changing all sorts of different ideas and different patterns and stuff you see on the chart. And, you know, we could talk to 50 people, and all 50 of them could have a different answer for what the pattern is today. And that's the hard thing that with patterns. And, you know, there's people that have kind of figured it out. They're figured out how to see the pattern a little bit better on the chart, and that's great. That's not really what we trade. We prefer the more math and actual, like, resistance, support levels, stuff like that. So that's really what we're looking for here on the chart. We're looking for the more math-based levels, and you know, I would say this is math-based because we've tested it 3 times. Is it something that I would trade off of? Not necessarily, but it is something you can kind of use to predict price action, I guess. All right, moving on to that 1 hour. We'll take our trend line off of there. So for the 1 hour, the battle box says that our shelves today define truth tests at resistance at 76,971 and support at 72,944. So those are going to be your daily support and daily resistance. So daily resistance here in red, that's at 76,971, and then down here is our daily support at 72,944. Each with a moderate strength of 0.6, so really neither of them are really pulling price actions towards it. Wide container, it matches the idea that today is less about predicting direction and more about watching the side charts to hold acceptance when tested. Yeah, so it's thinking we're more sideways. If we prove it, we're going bearish. That's basically what the AI is kind of saying right here. Typically, I would kind of agree with the AI, but today I'm thinking we're going down a little bit more. It's looking a little more bearish than that, so we'll have to kind of watch price action and see what happens. Obviously, I could be wrong, you know, like yesterday. I was a little bit off of what we were getting there. Obviously, we broke down. I was thinking we were going to run sideways, so, you know, I'm not perfect. but we will definitely have to kind of watch what price action does throughout the day. Definitely we're waiting for that 830, 845 candle to kind of really tell us where we're going. That's our kind of new system that we're working on. Our predator system is what we're calling it. Kind of like, basically the idea is that you're, like predator, like waiting for the right moment to strike. So once you get that, like, I don't know, like once you see price action kind of set up the right way, then you're pouncing on it and you're taking it out, and then, or taking it down, I guess, for today's trade. But yeah, we'll see how price action handles here today. But yeah, we'll see where we go from here. Like I said, we really need to kind of confirm it. So I would agree with the battle box on that part. I guess is we haven't really confirmed direction either way yet. And for the predator system, that makes sense because we really need that 830 to 845 candle on 15 to kind of tell us which way price action is looking. So we can't really do anything with that one yet. As for like our normal system, we also haven't really showed anything yet either, because we really need that breakdown below our breakdown trigger to really show that bearish directional trade is coming in, and that's what we're looking to take. For right now, we haven't gotten either of those, so we're just kind of chilling out, waiting for that 830, 845 candle to kind of come in. So we got about 20-ish minutes, maybe a little bit more. We'll have to watch it though, because yeah, there is potential short today. Continuation down. We kind of been sideways flat for the night, I guess. So we'll see which way we continue here. And the longer time frames, they're kind of showing the same thing. Like I said, we'll see if that plays out. And it could be, like I was saying, that head and shoulders could kind of play out. Is it, like I was saying though, like we don't put a whole lot of merit into patterns and such like that. So we'll see here. Kind of go back to our AI here, kind of see what it has to say. So what's price likely to do today? Because the open is in value, but price is currently below the volume area low. The most common pre-opportunity behavior is a sequence like this. Price tests into value, shows whether it can accept inside it, and then and only then it reveals whether today becomes a rotation day back and forth around the POC, or a directional day which is holding outside value. The important teaching today is that days like this often offer motion without meaning early. So you can get sharp pushes toward that 75,497 or 75,848 level, and then towards that 76,446. But unless acceptance and develops, those pushes frequently revert. In other words, the price may give you activity, but it will not necessarily give you permission. So we could go up, could go down, basically within our range is what it's saying. We could go range either way, but until we get that breakout above or below our breakup levels, we're just kind of sitting sideways. And that's what it always kind of says, is it just tries to remind you, unless we have that, it's not really confirmed that we're going either way. So I would say though we are leaning a little bit more to the downside, so that's where I'd be looking for it to go, but we'll have to watch price action and see what we can get for today. Trade ideas, blah blah blah. So basically you could trade up or trade down. It's not anything really crazy. It's just basically saying if you get the trade up and you get the closes above the breakout level, then we'll go up. If we get it below the breakdown level, then we'll go down. So you want to, you know, kind of wait and jump in whenever we see that directional trade kind of starting out there. What can we avoid today? The most expensive mistake is the exact environment. In this exact environment is chasing the first push away from the 30-minute range edges, especially around that 75,936 level, or on the upside, or the 75,865 on the downside. Without the acceptance, when the 4 hours in range and open is in/near value dynamics, the market is good at creating looks like it's going candles that are really just liquidity sweeps. So we might see some breakups through the levels that look like they're going to continue after that, but we really need those two closes above. Always open-minded after hard top price, hard drop. Price action doesn't just keep going away. Yes, that's true. So that's why we'll have to stay open, see what's happening. I would say that we're leaning short, and that's what we're looking like we're doing. You know, the hard thing is, you know, you kind of seen it. There's two different sides to that, because, you know, you see people will assume that you're gonna continue going down, and like some people are like all in that, and then there's other people that are kind of like, oh no, we're gonna bounce here, like that was the bottom, we're not gonna go any lower, and they kind of just like get all excited about like, oh, we're gonna bounce, and then you know, it could be, you know, this is basically the bottom, like that's about where we're gonna stop, but then you'll see price action like drop down a little bit farther, because everybody just went and put on all of their trades to go to the upside, because they're like, oh, that was the bottom, like we're gonna put in a trade, we'll put our stop below the bottom there, it's not going to drop any farther, like that was the end, and then you'll see price action go down and take them out. So yeah, it's lining up to be an interesting day, so we'll have to watch price action, like I said, and see which way we're going to go. Yeah, so definitely seeing that pressure there on the downside. We'll see if we can hold it there. One thing says today is professional response days to reap permission as the day's main objective, not participation. If the market near delivers that 50-minute acceptance plus 5-minute alignment, the best trade is preserving the decision quality. That's not passivity. It's refusing to donate attention and risk to a chart that hasn't earned it. So basically you're looking for two closes and that 5-minute retest. Say it all the time, but you know, that's really our system. That's what we're waiting for. So until you get that, you're not going either way. Success today looks like this. You could explain it out loud. Why blah 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 blah, different levels matter, and you can stay patient until that price behavior proves which side you deserve your focus. When structure is unresolved, restraint is in the correct skill to practice ratio. Excuse me. Yeah, so it's kind of it really. That's what we're looking for. So we're about to open that new candle here on the 15. Got another couple seconds here before we pop open that 8:30 candle and start our predator lines here on our chart and see kind of where price action is going to go. We'll see if we can kind of get a little bit better of a read here on the chart for our predator lines, and then we can kind of go from there. While we're waiting, we can go ahead and mark our 30-minute candle here. So if you go to 30-minute candles, go to that 7:30 candle. It's good to mark the top and the bottom, and we could mark these. They're already kind of marked here. Oh, excuse me. They're already kind of marked here on the chart. So we got our top is kind of here on this POC range here. We kind of got our top here in the yellow, and then we got our bottom here on the yellow as well. So that's kind of our top and bottom as far as the 30-minute range here goes for that 7:30 candle. And so we'll kind of just leave it like that. And what that does is, for our predator chart at least, our predator trade at least, is if you're going to take a short down, that would be kind of how you figure out where your stop is. And you throw it right above the top. That's kind of the idea there. Depending on which one you're trying to trade, the predator system is definitely more advanced. It takes a little bit more trading knowledge, so it's not something you kind of want to jump into if you don't know exactly what you're doing. It's better to just kind of stay away from it. So yeah, we're starting up our candle here. We'll see where we can get the price action to go. Got about 13 minutes or so left in that candle. So we kind of just let this print out. We'll see where it kind of goes to, what levels it kind of builds. We'll see where it kind of sets up its see where the levels kind of set up, and then we can go ahead and check it out after that. So yeah, we could go check out a different chart. Maybe we'll go check out ETH, see what we think about that one, and then we can come back and really kind of jump back into BTC here and see what we think. So yeah, we'll go check it out, see what we think. So we'll open back up our website here, Kabroda.com, and then we're going to just change the symbol. So we got Bitcoin here. We're going to go ahead and change it to Ethereum, and then we'll keep our session, and all we're going to do is just initiate our calibration here. And then we got our new levels here, and they're all for ETH this time. So pretty simple, pretty easy. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually open up a new tab here on Trading View, and we'll go to Ethereum, maybe. Ethereum. And we got our levels on here, but we have not set them up. So we'll go ahead and open our settings, go back here, and then we're going to do the same thing. We'll just copy that indicator data, go back to our chart, and drop it into the data strand here. And these are our levels here. So we're actually kind of printing something pretty similar to BTC. So interesting there, because yeah, we've actually we'll actually have to watch this, see where we go. But it is looking pretty interesting. So yeah, we'll see what happens here with this one. So we got Bitcoin and Ethereum looking pretty similar. Not a whole lot difference. You can definitely tell there's a difference in the chart, but they are pretty close. So it is interesting to kind of see price action handle like that. Like you can see, we got a spike up, hit the breakout range there, drop down, and then we kind of banged into it for a little bit and then drop down. And if you go to ETH, it's the same thing. We spike up. We did end up breaking through this breakout range, and then kind of coming up to this point. Some kind of resistance up here we hit, and then it came back down, and then we kind of run into the 200 a couple times before we end up breaking back down through our breakout range and continued down to the bottom. Now we're kind of sitting down here at the bottom. As for Sol, we'll kind of do the same thing. We'll run through this one too, see what we got. Spirit Maker says the bears take full control on 50-minute close below 75.8 or 74.825. While the bulls only have an edge if we can reclaim that 75.936. Everything in between is a trap. 74.8. And saying if we get that. Yeah. So we're looking pretty promising. So that 74.8 is right at our daily breakdown level. 75.93. That's like right above our POC there. So that's kind of the 30-minute candle range, I guess, that he's talking about there. 30-minute 7:30 candle range that we were talking about earlier. That's where those levels are. So we got the bottom right here at that 74.825 or so, and then the top is up here at that 75.936 level. So we'll see which direction we end up taking. I think that's pretty accurate there. So we'll see if we can get the breakdown continuation. Right now, that is definitely looking more likely. But like I said, we got to be open. We got to see the chart for what it's telling us. We can't just go with whatever bias we're thinking we're gonna get. So we check out ETH. We can go ahead and check out Sol while we're kind of waiting around. We got about 10 more minutes before that candle ends up setting up. So we'll go ahead and set up our Solana candle. So change this to Solana. We'll hit initiate calibration. Same thing. We got our levels set up, copy the data. We go back to our trading view here, and we already have Solana open. So we'll just go ahead and drop the levels into our Solana here. Boom. And that's kind of what Solana is looking like. So a little different than the other charts, you know. Ethereum and Bitcoin both had that spike up and then kind of sideways price action, whereas Solana had the spike up, same kind of thing, but then we kind of had a downwards price action, kind of continue down and then break down there. So yeah, interesting. We'll see where we go for there. Spirit Maker says that was an awesome 50-minute candle wick. Yeah, we're kind of wicking all over. Going crazy. Got a wick up to the top, wick down to the bottom. Which way are we gonna go? I don't know. If it closed kind of like this is what they call a Darth Maul candle. So really, it's just telling you that we're looking for. Typically, it's saying you're looking for a direction change. Is kind of the idea. Spirit Maker saying the bulls are starting to show up. We'll see which direction we kind of trade here. It's definitely there. There's some resistance there, obviously. Like I said, you know, the Darth Maul candle could mean that reversal there. So we could see the flip in direction here and start heading to the upside. But it really depends on one, how we close, and two, which side we break of these, which side of this candle close we break. So we got our high and our low here on the candle, and once this closes, whichever side we break is kind of the idea. That's where it's going to continue. And if we do break it, we really need a close above the break-up range before we can see it going either way. High volume in those candles for buying. Yep. Just high volume in general. So we'll see which way we're going to go here. Spirit Maker really thinks we're going up, so we'll see what happens. Have to watch price action here. That is at the breakdown, which is holding as a support zone. Yep. It is for right now. Yep. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm not gonna jump to anything. We'll have to see where price action tells us it's gonna go. Looking at Solana, the hard thing with a lot of the alts is they're basically just reflections of BTC. So you got Bitcoin here, and then you can see all of them are kind of doing the same thing. So BTC goes bearish, Solana goes bearish, like, and our ETH is kind of ripping in the face. And sometimes, you know, you get we call them honey badgers, but basically the market might be going down, but we'll have the honey badgers are going to go up, and those are kind of interesting. You know, you can kind of trade those. And they'll just keep going the way they're going to go, and they don't really care what everybody else is doing on the market. And yeah, those are interesting. Like, those are a great way to get a trade on the market, especially if BTC is like not going the way that you're trying to trade, or it's not really going anywhere. And then you got honey badger just like taking off or dropping down or whatever, and you're taking that trade. So we'll see if Ethereum can kind of be one of those today. It is interesting, kind of playing a little different than the other two charts we're kind of looking at. More or less, it is the same, you know, so we'll see. We really need to see some price action kind of break through, see the break up there, and then we'll continue it up. But if it's just going to follow the other two, then yeah, like everything's just kind of looking for that down run, I guess, right now. But yeah, that's, you know, the bias, I guess, there of I do think we're looking for more of a short, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see where we go. Like I said, we still got about 3 minutes before that candle close, and then we can see where price action goes from there and see kind of, yeah, which direction we're going to go in. So yeah, another 3 minutes or so, and maybe we'll know a little bit more. And that's the thing with trading there. A lot of times it's like this. You're just kind of sitting around. You know, I've heard it kind of related to fishing, where you throw your line in, your bobber's sitting there, and you just kind of sit back and relax and wait for that bobber to drop below the water line until you got a fish. Other than that, you're just kind of sitting around, hanging out. You just got to learn to enjoy the waiting time, and yeah, just remember to not distract yourself too much where you don't see the bobber go down, you know. So that's kind of the idea here with trading. The same thing. You got it on there, and you're ready to go, but you're not sitting around waiting for that to happen. Or what? You are sitting around waiting for it to happen, but you're not trying to jump into anything. Yeah, but this is the more boring part of trading in reality, because you are sitting around waiting. Can't jump into anything. You're not making any money. You're not losing money though, so that's always good. But yeah, we're sitting around hanging out waiting for price action to kind of play out here. Another minute and a half or so, and we'll see what we got. Maybe do a little bit more looking at some of these other charts. With the longer time frames on ETH. Still, it's pretty similar. That head and shoulders isn't really there on ETH though. That we were kind of talking about. The sloped head and shoulders, I guess. It's interesting. It's not on there on ETH because you got. Well, the neckline's kind of screwed up for one, and then for two, you got like a really high left shoulder, and then the head isn't higher than the left shoulder. So and even if you drew it on the slant, like if you're looking at a slanted one, like you're saying, oh, the neckline's slanted, so first off, you know, the neckline's screwed up, but then you got to kind of slant this too. So really you'd want this to be like that, kind of how it is, and then you would have wanted price action just to turn around here, break above this line, come down, and then this right shoulder kind of just follows that same trend line that the left shoulder did. But obviously our head is not larger than our shoulders and our necklines like pretty screwed up for trade. So really not too much of a head and shoulders there either. So I don't know, we'll have to watch Ethereum play out here. It is interesting. Ethereum was kind of, you know, following BTC here, and oh, we just got our close. So 845 candle close right there. So I got our predator high here at 75, 760, predator low at 74, 650 or so, 660, around that range. So we'll see which way we break. If we do get the break below our predator low, then more likely we're going to go down. If we get the break above our predator high, same thing, we're more likely to go up. But we do want to see the candle close above the break up line, so that green line there. So we'll get the break above our predator high, and then we need to see the continuation up above our break up line, and then we'll take that trade up. But yeah, for right now, we are looking pretty good on the candle close there. So we'll see which direction we decide to pick here as we kind of get into it. Yeah, pretty boring. Just checking out the levels, you know. Levels on 15-minute candle are almost levels I gave for bullish bearish. Yep. Yeah, they're pretty close actually. We got the short down a little bit below your level, and then the predator high, same thing, a little bit below the high that you gave for the breakout, like the bullish and bearish lines. Yeah, they're definitely a lot of fighting here at this level, or low volume, I guess. But I guess with that last candle, there's definitely some volume there, so there's just a lot of fighting here at this level. Both sides trying to take control. We'll have to see which side we end up going for. But yeah, it's just kind of yeah, we'll see which direction price action takes here. Yep, a lot of waiting and trading, a lot of sitting around. That's kind of how it is. Looking between the three charts, they're all kind of the same, so it's not a lot happening on really to like jump over and talk about. Some of our more advanced indicators kind of saying that ETH is looking for more upside today. So we'll have to kind of watch it today. It'd be interesting if we got the upside there and the downside in the other two, which is what the indicator's kind of telling us. But I don't know, that'd be an interesting thing. Like I said, though, it could be a honey badger, could go up and the others go down. But we'll have to watch price action here. Getting a little bit more of a move to the upside here on Bitcoin, breaking up a little bit, see if we can clear this 21, continue up, or if we get the breakdown here. Are we going to be able to close above the 21? That's the question. We got about another 30 seconds on that chart. As for Solana, it's looking pretty similar here. Price is on the hunt. What should we do? Yeah, gotta kind of just wait around, see what happens. Not looking to jump into anything, not really looking to yeah, not trying to jump onto some trades. We're just being calm and taking price action as it is. And it didn't really get to close above the 221 there. Kind of opened above it, I guess. But I don't know, we're really like right on it, so I'd want to see a little bit higher of a push up to get to close there if that's what we're gonna do. But we'll see. We're kind of sitting sideways right now. It's almost like we're just waiting for one of the sides to kind of break down below, and yeah, we'll kind of see where price action hits though. Yeah, waiting. Yep, it's all in price action, you know. It's all about trading. You're just watching price action, letting it tell you what to do. Pretty easy, really, you know, in a way. Set up your stuff, follow your system, let price action tell you when to get in, when to get out. And that's all you have to do. Sounds simple, at least. It's a little bit harder when you put it in practice, you know. Easier said than done. There's more thought that goes into it, more mental fortitude, I guess you have to have for trading. But yeah, we'll see where we kind of end up going here. Drinking too much coffee, can't wait anymore. Yeah, I don't actually have any coffee today. Got my water. Drink all my coffee with my breakfast, so normally I actually get another one, but I've been kind of trying to drink a little bit more water. I've been drinking a lot of coffee recently, so figured, you know, might be better to drink a little bit more water. Not trying to like down like a ton of water, but definitely probably better to have water as a drink more often than coffee or yeah, whatever, just coffee really. Yeah, trying to get some water in there, get a little water in the system. It's good for you, supposedly. Getting a little bit of a breakdown here on the 5 minute. We're breaking down below our level here. We'll see if we can get the close below the predator low, and then we'll be off to the races really. And this should be popping up with some lines here on the chart. Yeah, let's see. Should have some lines here. It's not, so we'll just be looking at the trade here. We got our short position here. Throw it on there. Take a trade down. We're looking at some different levels here. Got our first target, I would say, is this kind of area. Yeah, maybe like halfway, like this area. I would say really our daily support's our first target. And then target, well, I guess target one would be that 73,700 area. Kind of where we kind of bounce here, 73,700 level, and then continuation down. If that would be our second target here, is that support level, and then third target would be that 71,800 level. So around here. Kind of throw those on there. 72,900. Oh, it's right there. And then 73,700, just that level. So if we end up breaking down, those are kind of our levels for today. So we got 3 different levels. Second level is kind of where we're looking at. So that's kind of what we're looking for. If we were to take something today, that's what I'd be watching for. We still haven't gotten the close below the breakdown level even yet. So what we got? Another 5 minutes or so on the 15-minute candle. So if we get this 5-minute close below the breakdown zone, we'll get our first 15-minute close below. We'll need another one, and then we'll need the 5-minute retest, depending on which trade I guess you're taking. But for our battle box system, that's what we're looking at. Yeah, we'll kind of have to see which way we kind of want to trade this. I'm thinking if once we get the dropout, we'll probably have a nice little dropout down to that level pretty fast. So I don't think we need to throw our stop like super high. We can kind of drop it right here below, above price action, kind of right above the 21. Just kind of thinking out loud, I guess. Just a reminder though, all of this stuff we're talking about here on the live is for educational purposes only. So it's not for it's not financial advice or anything like that. We're just here for educational purposes only. We're here to help you all learn and try to help you all just learn more about the market, learn more about TA, stuff like that. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. We'll see what we got here. Go ahead and check out this thing, kind of moving up. Got about another 2 minutes here on the system here before we see it kind of setting up. Another 2 minutes, and we got to see that close right here. If we get to close below the predator, that's kind of the entry point there. Again, not financial advice, but that is our system is telling us that's the entry point there. But we do need that close before we can kind of confirm it. And then like if we were trading the bigger trade though, where you need to see those 2 15-minute closes and then that retest there. So you still got another minute on the first candle, and then a whole another 15 minutes before you can even see if that 5-minute retest will happen. Is that super likely? I don't know. That's a hard one, because the hard thing is, with price action like that, it's hard to it's hard to say that we'd be kind of sitting below this line that long. If we're there for another 30 minutes and then we come up and retest, I would think we would have already kind of dropped down here. But You know, I only know so much, so we'll see. That could happen. That's the system. So if you're playing by the system, that's what you're waiting for, and that's definitely in play there. Could definitely happen there. It's just going to be time that you're going to have to kind of watch and see. Can you get in? You can get in now, actually. So we just set up. We're ready to go. According to the system, it's time to take it. Again, we're not here for financial advice, but that is what we're looking at. So unfortunately, we're going to be jumping in way down here, but.
It's time to start your workday. I'll turn on some music. Also, make sure to
see if we can get a little bit of a retrace here. Yeah, I'm hoping for that retest a little bit higher, but maybe we won't get it. So I guess it's time to jump in. The system's telling us it's time. So do we wait or do we just get in? That is the question here. That's the trade we're kind of looking at, though. So we'll say we just jumped in right there. That's our trade. Watching price action here. We need that breakdown down to our daily support level. Time to go down. Terry just jumped into a short as well, so we're looking for that downside price. Looking to go down here on the Bitcoin. Just got our trade. Let's go. And we could have gotten a little better entry, you know, we could have jumped in right as the candle opened. It's how it is, you know, sometimes you don't get the best entries, but we are taking the trade down to that level, so let's see if we can get that drop down there. That's what we're looking for. But we'll see. Ugh. Nose is kind of clogged today for some reason. So, yeah, we got our trade going down. We got our levels marked out on there, so we're looking to see where we can get that drop to. It's looking pretty promising right now. I'm liking this trade. And then if we do get that break above the 5-minute 21 is where we'll be kind of jumping out. And you know, if we break through this first target, I might be looking at moving my stock kind of down here to this level. So we'll be trading it on the live. Oh man, now we're gonna get that retest that we were waiting for. A lot of volume coming into the chart, and that honestly could have been the drop down, I guess, right there. Coming up, we retested our predator low, so if I guess you're interested in adding on, you could definitely jump in there, add on to trade. Yeah, we're looking to break down still. Could have definitely gotten a better entry. I mean, we could have gotten all the way up here. A little bit better, you know, that'd have been nice, but wasn't in the cards, I guess, for today. Maybe a little bit too fast on the entry, but that's all right. We could have also just missed it entirely just by not getting into it. So sometimes, you know, it's better to just get in. You know, the trade's parameters set up, so we got in. So it's not like we took a bad trade. It's just, you know, that's what happened. And that could have been it. Maybe that spiked down to the first target, and then we kind of broke back up, and that was kind of the trade there. Maybe we should have pulled it. I don't know. We'll have to kind of watch it here as we continue on. But yeah, we're still watching for price action to kind of break down here, play out a little bit. So here we go. We kind of came up and tapped that level. That would be nice if you were trading that. Still haven't gotten the close here on the 15-minute candle there. Waiting for that next close. Waiting. Getting the breakdown here again, breaking back down into our profit range. We're getting close. We're about to break even right now. About sitting sideways right here, so gonna just have to sit around and wait, see if we can get that price action to happen. Hopefully breaking down a low. There, we're hoping for a little bit more of a breakdown. Right now we're kind of fighting at this level. We kind of broke down, hit that first target. Yeah, that could have been it right there, that little spike down. I almost want to say that was it. Might just have to jump out of this here. Well, if we get a close above our breakdown level, that's going to be my exit, I'm going to say. So, yeah, if we get a close above right here on the 5, so we got about another minute and a half before that happens. As of right now, if we can hold this level, we'll kind of watch it, stay in. If we don't, then you know, we'll be out, and that'll be the end of our trade today. You know, we kind of called it. Unfortunately, we weren't able to you know, get into it and take it down to the right levels. We were expecting it to drop a little bit farther. Quite a quick little drop down there, but yeah, we'll see what happens here on the 5 minutes. So yeah, we're hoping to hold below that breakdown level there. Like I said, if we don't, we'll be out of this trade. Got about another 30 seconds. We're getting a little more volatile. Kind of coming up to that 21. Retesting it. 20 seconds till that close. You know, some trading is just like that. You kind of watch around, kind of got to play it like that. Jump out a little bit earlier. You know, we're watching that close. We know if it closes above here, then that's where we're gonna break out. And there's the close, so we're gonna say we're out there. And we're gonna call that a day. So unfortunately we didn't get our trade for today, but you know, that's all right. We got our breakdown. We kind of called the breakdown there. We didn't take it all the way down. We weren't able to take it all the way down, but we jumped out there. So, and you know, maybe if we get that close below both the levels again, we'll go ahead and take it again, try to get it down. But for right now, it's not looking too promising. So we'll see how price plays out. And you could technically still be holding the trade, I guess, there. But yeah, we're out of the trade. So that's kind of it for the live. So thank y'all for watching. If you guys wanted a little bit more of a recap of yesterday's breakdown, go ahead and check out our video coming out here at 10. That'll be going over that. But yeah, thank y'all for watching our live stream. Fortunately, we couldn't get a nice trade for today, but you know, hey, that's all right. So we'll be back on tomorrow, see if we can get a little bit better of one. But until then, yeah, thank y'all for watching. Hopefully y'all are having a nice day. Maybe y'all got out that target one. Who knows? But yeah, thank y'all for watching. Happy trading to y'all, and we will catch y'all tomorrow. See ya.